How good is it to be in Christchurch?
Great. I actually love the city. First time I've been here. Reminds me of Adelaide in Australia. Nice flat terrain and see that there's a lot of new construction. Just nice buzz to the place.
Oh, very good. In terms of where your team's at, getting the football public, and that's no trouble clearly with the ticket sales and things, looking forward to a really good display of attacking football.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think Wellington is, New Zealand's team outside of Auckland, and supported by the fact that we have so many fans for this game. And it's great. It's also great for, football public outside of Wellington to enjoy, professional football. And again, it's a great venue, fantastic. The playing surface is amazing, and we've had nothing but welcoming arms, which has been great.
How far away do you think your team is from getting up the ladder a bit more? I mean, you've been in the last 2 or 3 games pretty consistent.
We've been consistent. We've also, we've gone through our share of issues over the last couple of months, and what I've been buoyed with, and the coaching staff, is that the players have not lost focus, and they've knuckled down. And for me, the consistency comes from a more applied group focus, and I'm not looking too far about semi-finals or anything like that. I'm literally taking it performance by performance, game by game, and wherever the cards fall at the end of the season, they fall.
The growth in your younger players that you've introduced this year, are you happy with the trajectory they're on?
Yeah, of course. I think most important thing with any youth development is, I think it's definitely incremental. If you've seen all the success of all of our players over a long period, they've all had exposure in the league over several years, 2 to 3 years, and even up to 4 years. The one thing I would say that this group has had more of than previous groups is they've been thrown into more games at a quicker rate and a bigger quantity, which made for quicker learning. That's something that I try to protect the young players from, because I think, for a large part, if you're overexposed with too many young players and results don't go your way, sometimes it's more of a mental issue that you have to overcome. But I've been very, very buoyed by their performances and how consistent they've been, and they're really growing into it.
Are you able to sort of confirm that our Canterbury boys, Luke and Matt, will start or play a big part in this game?
Both of them will have a part in the game, and that's where I'll leave it.
But you're happy with their progress?
Of course, they wouldn't be in the team if I wasn't. They've both been going very well. Luke is, probably last year, if you looked at players that we've brought into the squad, it's probably a surprise because of the small amount of time he spent in the academy. But he did very, very well when he came and trained with us for long extended periods. And Matthew's the same. He's been very good.
The Mariners, is this a 6-pointer in any ways?
Look, every game has equal importance. I think in terms of taking or scaling back and seeing where both teams are at. We both did relatively well last year. We both had a huge amount of turnover at the beginning of the year, and they've got a great coaching staff and a good basis, and I feel like we're on the same page in that respect. And but again, I don't want to call it a 6-pointer and then we come away from it and thinking that the season's done. That's far from it. Whatever we get from tomorrow, we get, and we just build. And for me, it's more about solidifying where we've been and where we're going to go. And I think that, look, every game has the same value. So if we come out with a win tomorrow, it'll be hard earned. But the focus is always on the performance.
Is it fair to say, though, that it's important at this stage of the season to beat the teams around you?
It helps. It definitely helps. I think from a practical point, playing all your home games and not losing from us moving forward, that's very, very important. We have a couple of games on the road after this nice stretch of home games. But yeah, we're definitely in the mindset that we want to win. But at the same time, we'll take whatever we can get.
Does this feel like a home game?
Yes, it does, because there's a lot of Phoenix shirts here, a lot of supporters. You just heard the cheer for the boys here, so we feel like we're at home.
And just talking about the youth, not just so much what's in here, but underneath what's happening through the pathway programs, etc. around. You keep an eye on that clearly. Now it's having to furnish 2 franchises. You think we're on the right pathway with those young players?
Yes, I think so. Look, you probably the optimist in me says that if there's only 2 professional teams in the country, there's plenty of opportunity for, there should be a lot of talent there to spread amongst the 2. I come from my hometown in Sydney. There's 3 very good academies with 2 academies on the fringe, which is 5 academies dealing with probably the same sort of pool of players. So it's very competitive. The difference there is because there's 5 teams, there's an opportunity for no one to be missed, whereas here, you have just a smaller pool. So I think there's sufficient talent and enough that can be seen. And I've always said this, eventually, I think, once the league gets healthier and healthier, I think, the league could probably support another team from the South Island, or maybe even 2.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's it.
That's
Okay.
awesome.